So this game, believe it or not, I believe. Hey guys, welcome back to Grass Life. My name is Yas and I'm going to be your Grass Life guru. So I want to talk about something that really bothers me, and that is fast food. First and foremost, because they have like zero vegan options. So this weekend I went to Oregon and I was having a grand old time up until I went into some restaurants, and let me tell you something. It was just very eye-opening to stand there and watch everything that's happening and not be able to really make a difference. So I am going to try to make a difference by opening your eyes to what actually goes on in fast food chains. So let's get started, shall we? When I was little, me and my sisters used to play this game. I think it was called the McDonald's game or something like that. And essentially you got to run everything from the McDonald's food chain kind of corporation. Everything from growing your own cattle, growing your own feed to feed the cattle, terminating cattle if they are sick, running your own restaurant like the retail restaurant port chain where there's like a cashier and then people making the burgers and then serving it to the customers. This game was really eye-opening for me and my sisters. Well, I don't know about my sisters, but more for me. So it was really eye-opening for me because you get to see all of the different evil things that are going on in this kind of corporation, but it's very educational and it really makes you think about what's going on in these places. Sorry for my concerned eyebrows. I'll try to be more neutral face so you don't feel like you're looking at a potato all day, like a scrunched up in the sun, kind of shriveled up like this. So this game, believe it or not, actually subliminally changed my mind and made me not want to eat fast foods anymore because I was seeing what was going on. It's kind of like as if the fast food and the processed foods that we eat every single day are kind of numbing our brain, poisoning us, really putting us in a fog, and we're not getting to see the full picture. I don't like that. I don't know about you, but I want to see the full picture. I want to be completely present in the moment, knowing everything that I'm eating, knowing everything that I'm doing or saying, and we've all been there, and it's not fun not knowing what you did. So hopefully this can be kind of like a wake-up call for those of you who want to listen, or if you don't want to listen, just watch and kind of maybe play around with this game, and you can see what I see, and maybe it'll make a difference in your life. I don't know. So first and foremost, let's talk about additives in the food itself. Big fast food chains, as well as plants that process foods that you buy packaged on the shelf in Walmart or any other grocery store. So there's one classification of additives that are added to foods to maintain or improve the health and safety of the food, making sure that the air doesn't spoil the food. There's bacteria that get into the package of food by accident. Those bad boys cannot survive. These additives are put into the food to make sure that it is safe and that the shelf life is actually longer than what it would have been if you didn't put it in. Another classification of food additives is to add nutritive, whatever. So it's to add more nutrition to the food, nutritious value. There we go. Got it. That could be things as enriched milk. Milk has vitamin D added to it so you can absorb the calcium better. Classification number 3 for food additives is that it improves the taste, texture, and appearance of the food. So this is actually the number 1 thing, because if something has a lot of disgusting ingredients in it, sausages, for example, are not real meat. They're just kind of the leftover trimmings of things like chicken breast, steak trimmings. I mean, I learned this from how it's made. Got my back how it's made. I don't think that's normal. I mean, would you want to eat a pile of duty that's been covered in sprinkles but it makes it look like it's ice cream? I don't know, you tell me. So based off of the FDA website, FDA meaning Food and Drug Association, these recommendations and what's allowed to be added into the food is all just based off of the most accurate and best scientific data that they can find. But with anything in science, nothing is 100% proven, so you do have to kind of take it with a grain of salt. I mean, nobody knows for sure that if adding salt to your everyday food is going to make it less healthy, or more healthy? You'll never know until like 1,000 years later. So let's get back to this McDonald's game. So I think it's really cool because you can do all sorts of things on here to make sure that your company succeeds or fails. On the original website, they've actually taken the game down, which I think is really interesting because maybe there were some sort of lawsuits involved or people got offended because it's 2017 and everyone gets offended because of something. I was able to track this game down on another website, third party. Third party doesn't mean that it's, oh, party 1, party 2, party 3. No, it just means somebody who's not involved with the company. So let's take a look at all of the cool things that you can do on this game. So number 1, you can start raising your own cattle. You can add more cows to that one patch of grass, or pasture they call it nowadays. So you can add more cows to that pasture, but to be warned, because after a couple generations of cows that have lived on that pasture, the land starts getting really yellow and gross, and it advises you to actually move your cattle to another patch of land until that part of the land recuperates, heals itself over from all of the damage that the cows have done with their feces and urine. That's not far from the truth, ladies and gentlemen. And number 2, you can actually grow your own, what they call in this game, fodder or feed. So it's just essentially soy production goes to feeding the cows. Interesting little tidbit here. So once you put the soy into the little cattle feed thing in this game, you can actually add industrial wastes to their feed. What do you mean, industrial wastes? What? Or you can add hormones to it to help the cows grow bigger and fatter and juicier. I mean, none of those words sound attractive to me because I'm a vegan and I don't eat meat. So there is a machine that actually butchers the cows. Luckily, it doesn't show any graphic things. Actually, that's not luckily. I wish it did, because then more people would be like, hey, this live cow just died for me to eat a hamburger. What? So this machine that butchers the animals gives you the option to put animal flour into your feed. What the heck is animal flour? And why would you feed it to your animals? That's like cannibalism. You can actually genetically modify your soy. I don't really know what this does in the game. I think it makes your soy grow faster, or it's more filling. I don't know. You tell me. But one really cool thing is you can go to the corporate offices and you can decide how you want to market your brand. It gives you a couple options. Option number 1 is to market to children. It literally says something along the lines of children are impressionable, they don't have any set morals. Another great marketing scheme could be you can partner up with entertainment industry leaders such as Disney or Pixar or something, just so you can product place your disgusting, really unhealthy food, and kids will want to buy it because it's incorporated into their favorite movies, or their favorite Disney character or Disney princess is being like, hey girls and boys, I eat chicken nuggets every day for lunch and I have a skinny waist. Like, why don't you do it too? Another really cool thing you could do at the corporate office is that you can corrupt nutritionists and climatologists. That's right, you can pay them off to get them to say whatever you want to fit your agenda. Isn't that great? Ugh, I love this planet and all of the human species. Another really cool thing you can do? Clear cut those rainforests so you can make room for your cattle and the feed that you're going to be feeding your cows. Isn't that wonderful? What's the point behind all of this ranting about fast food restaurants and how everything is run? I think that we should just open our eyes and make sure that we are putting our purchasing power where it belongs, in the healthy food and things that don't destroy our bodies or fog our brains or make us obese and make us addicted to something that's really bad for us. Don't you want to live to see 100? Don't you want to live to see flying cars? Alright, you guys have probably had enough weird or yes for one day, so I'm gonna let you go. But don't forget to stop eating McDonald's and keep on shining and just being you. Mwah. Peace out, hippies.